nobody look.
Hello.
Howdy.
What's up, everybody?
Yo.
Hello.
Intro screen
Hello.
hype. What's up? Welcome to On the Edge podcast talking thing. Hi. Welcome to the thing.
Hi.
I'm the Uber Ginger. And we have my co-host, Psychotic Flaw in the Hammy.
Hi.
As you know, we are joined tonight by Impulse or Imkeys or I'm Queasy.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm queasy. I'm gonna go with that from now on.
I'm
There are about
queasy.
30 variations right now. I think that's where the count's at.
Really? I'm
yeah.
queasy. God,
Yeah,
my
that's
favorite.
what I've decided to call him lately. So
I dig it.
yeah, I mean it works, right? If you're gonna spell your name weird, then you just deserve to like get any permutation of it whatsoever.
Hate Past Me. Past Me was a fucking idiot. Still am, but he's also one.
GG.
Oh, I hate Past Me. Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
M. Kizzle. There's the OG one.
M. Kizzle, nice.
That's his favorite.
Kizzle.
That's his
Nice.
favorite.
So, guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Lots of stuff, especially in the Twitch world.
We had to weed down the possibilities to like fit one podcast because we had that much stuff to talk about.
So many things. So, without delaying too much, because we have so much, we're going to talk to Impulse today about branding, which just so happens that he did make the
All the branding for us?
branding for the podcast. So
Everything you see here.
all the fancy
did.
shit. Yeah.
It's all him.
So, you know, everybody say thank you because it's awesome.
It's amazing. But so
Smoke nade.
aside from being a phenomenal graphic designer, he also does play a lot of Destiny, but we're not gonna talk about Destiny today.
Nah, that's fine.
There's really nothing to talk about Destiny right now anyways. So
Yeah, that's on a holding pattern right now, so we have more info.
yeah. But anyways, we wanted to talk to Impulse. We're gonna actually call you by your correct name. How is it supposed to be pronounced for the time being? About branding, and if you are an upcoming streamer, what to expect from graphic designers and what graphic designers should be expecting from you. Because I know a lot of times some people may not know how to work with graphic designers, or they think that how often do you get hit up for like free work, or someone expects you to do something for free? Has that ever happened to you? I know a lot of people complain about it sometimes.
You know, good first question, by the way. So the free thing isn't actually all that common anymore. I think, you know, the hype around the channel, as well as myself and my community and the design that we do on my channel, has kind of garnered a better audience that kind of respect the fact that there's a charge. That being said, they do expect it for very little. So there is kind of this cross section of, well, they're not, but they're still expecting it for about $5. So there's that.
I give you tree fitty. It's my best offer.
Tree fitty. No, that's,
But I think you mentioned something really important, which is, well, I think you used the word small streamers. You might have said growing though. But
I meant to say growing. I apologize.
But I want to read into it as small, although, you know, we are supposed to be as quoted as like there's no such thing as a small streamer. There are people who just started their channel, or rather they're just starting up streaming. You know, they might have had the channel account for say a year, but never gone live, or they want to start going live more often. Those folks, and I get DMs from them quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I recently, and I'm trying to find the message, but I'll just try to paraphrase because I'm having trouble. I was scrolling this whole time. I recently had to tell somebody because I could tell that, well, I don't think that they were going to be able to get the funds that I was going to require for everything they were asking.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to them, I'm like, honestly, like, first of all, I'm very busy right now, so I don't know that I can get this done in time because he had a date. But then I was also like, but even still, like, putting this kind of money into something so early, like, you've been live maybe twice.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Wow.
The stream is you. Above all else, it's you. They're there for you. They're not there for the pretty graphics or you know, a flashy branding. They are there for you at the end of the day.
Right.
You are first and foremost the brand.
Yep.
The design around you is there to compliment you. It's there to highlight you. So, anyways, I told him, he was very polite and he was very amicable about it. Oh, I appreciate those kinds of words, kind words. I'll take those, and I'll start to really put some time into my stream, and I felt very good about that.
That's good.
I mean, like you said, you don't have to have it. You are the brand. I have 3,100 followers, and I still don't have proper branding.
I know a guy who might be able to
story.
help you with that. I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
So I have a question then. When, maybe not somebody who's only streamed twice, but, just maybe someone who doesn't really know what their brand is yet. How do you handle that? And how do you work with someone to either develop it, or do you kind of tell them they need to come to you with some more info? Like, what's the situation there?
I don't know if I've actually come across the exact definition of what you just described, but
Okay.
it is quite difficult. The good thing about branding in this regard, okay, so I come from a proper graphic design background. I didn't go to school for all those years and then work in the industry to end up on Twitter finding commission work, but I'm loving it. I want to it sounded like I was going negative there, but I fucking love every minute of this. I thought I was going to be corporate. I thought I was going to be an ad agency or a branding design firm or something. And coming from that background, the company knows what they're doing. They know what they're selling. You kind of know what they're trying to brand themselves as. Maybe they're very serious. Maybe they're a quirky company because they're this or that. Anyways, with streamers, there is some of that. But the lucky part is actually that most streamers have they think they're cool sounding names.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got the psychotic flaws, for example.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I don't care what anyone says. I like my name.
And the Uber Gingers. Hammy is just Hammy, but
Yeah,
and then you've got the Imkeeses who are trying to sound like Impulse, but don't know how to pull it off quite right.
Right.
The point I'm getting at is we all try to have these really fucking cool sounding names, and they usually have a word or two. Fucking Kratos, for example, his whole Kratos isn't Kratos a god in is it Norse or Greek mythology?
Kratos is a fictional character.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the get-go, from what
Kratos is literally they created Kratos for the God of War video games. No Kratos exists in Greek or Roman mythology.
Okay, well, I sound like a fucking idiot now, but anyways.
But it was still
Yeah.
it was a mythology based game, so it's not like you were totally just making shit up.
Yeah.
Is that a sweat name? Yes.
But at that point, you start to tread very close to copyright infringement or intellectual property infringement.
Right.
Nice name. Well, anyways, the point I was just getting at is some people, Star-Lord's, got Guardians of the Galaxy, so you want to go with the galactic branding. So you can always have a theme just based on the name alone if they haven't actually developed a proper, energy around their channel, whether it be quirk or high energy or calm. The name itself, for the most part, at least in the Destiny community, since in my experience, has been, the name might be enough, but it's not always, and sometimes it comes down to a discussion. I mean, on the Edge, when we worked together. I had a lot of revisions there. We had a lot of versions. I did that live, so a bunch of people in chat now have seen the other versions, and there were some successful ones there. There were also some really crappy ones there. That's just how it goes. But yeah, no, there wasn't much of a necessarily geek, I think was the overarching word, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or geekdom.
Right.
Anyways, it comes down to every single it's case by case. Every single time is different, and the discussion goes a different direction every time. My process changes and adapts based on each and every single person I work with.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I thought you were gonna keep going.
No, just had a burp. Just had a massive burp that I had to expel. That's all.
Oh.
I mean, you could have shared. It's fine.
Nah, I just muttered it.
This is a safe place.
I appreciate
We
that.
won't
No,
judge
the thought was pretty well rounded out. I think I said what I had to.
So go ahead.
So something for let's talk about a little bit for streamers who big, growing, small, whatever we want to call it, who have started taking it a little more seriously and are now looking into getting a branding done. Working with a graphic designer, what should they expect to deal with and properly work with a graphic designer? Like, what things to look out for that are really good qualities to have from a graphic designer? Like, signs that they should probably not go with that guy because they can be gypped. There is a possibility out there that someone will take your money and screw you over, which is terrifying. So what are some things people can look out for and find a good graphic designer to work with that will do them the best they can do for their channel?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, somebody's got to take a risk at some point. So the comment I'm about to make, but a portfolio of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it publicly displayed. I don't have mkeys.com, although someone's about to grab it probably.
Jada.
And before we see it pop up in 10 minutes,
likely Jada. Sell it to me at 20 minutes from now. Then, anyways, no, like. It helps to know the person's work. When I get a message from somebody who I've never heard of before, or rather never heard from before, not heard of, because, it's a two-way street sometimes like, they might not be as popular, but they show up in your chat and you're like, oh yeah, I remember you. Maybe we'll talk, or we can get talking when I have time or something.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have people who literally found me that day and DM me, I know that they don't know my work. And I know that they likely don't know the quality of my work, or what you're not supposed to have a style, but I'm going to use the word style, what my style might be.
Sure.
They're just looking for the cheapest price, and they're looking for, I don't know how to put it, but what was the original question? I want to pivot back to that right quick.
Like, what would be the qualities that someone should look for, like,
In
as someone they
designer.
should work with versus someone maybe that they should, have some red flags that maybe they should not try to work with that person?
Yeah.
Organization. Designers have a lot to get done. So when the conversation goes, hey, I'm looking for a branding, and the designer goes, cool, that will be this price. I mean, people have flat rates. People do have flat rates, but at the end of the day, if one of you came to me and said, I want a super clean branding, I really just, I saw this logo, could you kind of like let this inspire your branding? And like, they're really giving me a very easy description of what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And that might take me only an hour. And that, I'm just talking about logo right now. So let's just
Sure.
talk logo, nothing else. And then like another guy comes to me and asks for the most complex layered logo, and he wants a different variation for every day of the week. Like, you can't have a flat rate for the two of those.
Mm-hmm.
So like, have the conversation before the pricing. So I think that's fair. I think having a proper conversation, having a process in place, like that's impressive. I don't know if it's necessary, but it's definitely something you should look for. I think it's impressive to see that from a designer.
It definitely, like, I definitely believe in certain things, have a set price for. Like, if you're an artist or a graphic designer that does like emotes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to have set prices for, this price for X amount of emotes, this price for this amount of, whatever. But when it comes to like complicated stuff like branding, yeah, that's negotiable.
Because it's a difference of ideation versus.
Yeah.
I'm not saying emotes aren't hard, but I think there's less ideation because there's kind of a set. So say like love, every set is going to have a love emote. Every set of emotes, is going to have a love emote likely. And the discussion behind it is literally, is it facing forward? Is it holding a heart? Is it facing right, left? Is it not a heart? Is the heart up in the air because it's being held up, like in a champion position?
Yeah,
and
generally
once that's
speaking,
done,
when
you
you
just
get
do it.
Generally speaking, when it comes time to do emotes, you already know the theme, you already know the branding, you already know the direction it wants to go by that point. So
Right.
Exactly. So the discussion's a lot easier to have, and there's less idea. Branding, if they don't know what they want, it's going to take more time because you're going to do multiple iterations of XYZ, ABC, fucking LMNOP. Like, you're going to try every single variation.
Right. So would you say then, like, that there should be more kind of probing on the potential designers and to get like what that person's looking for and really get an understanding of their expectations before they would turn around and say, okay, this would take me X amount of time. This is what it'll cost you, kind of a deal. Like, there should be some discussion up front.
Yeah, I do believe so. I don't think it's always applicable. There are a few guys out there that and they're community members, and I love their work actually. But what they do is, and it's less expensive, is they'll just literally take a like a pen like this. It's a fucking a really pretty marker with a felt tip, and they'll do it by hand. They'll write your name because they're good calligraphy, and then they'll digitize it. Takes about, if they get the handwriting done on the first shot, they'll digitize it. That'll take an extra like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the actual fee. I'm not going to talk about that, but it's a lot less than what I'm doing. And then they just throw it over, a picture of the Destiny game with like a color overlay, like sepia or some shit. It's less expensive because it's a little easier. I'm not good at calligraphy, so I can't actually do it. It's easier for them, is what I mean. It's not easy for me. I can't do that shit. I actually am a horrible calligrapher.
Calligrapher.
Inquisifer. I don't know. So with them, you don't really need discussion because you know what you're getting. You're going to them, you're saying, hey, I want this, you do this, give it to me. With me, it's, or with my type, not me, the Twazes and the Solis, these guys are good friends of mine. Like with those folks who are giving you the full process of ideation and conceptualization, which is the process of like figuring out what the hell is best going to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a fucking discussion. It needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's faster than others because you know what you want.
I would think there would be a discussion either way. Like if you're not having a discussion with the graphic designer that's going to literally be doing the artwork for what will become your internet face.
Yeah.
I would think there'd be a little bit of discussion there.
Yeah, you would hope so, because it's like, I don't think anyone stands to be happy at the end of the process if there isn't communication between the two parties. If a designer spends a bunch of time working on graphics but never got, anything up front or communicated throughout the process, and then they, supply the results, there's like, 50-50 shot if they actually are going to make that person happy at best. So, and the person who's seeking that work, that's their representation online. So absolutely it needs to be the right fit. And, that's just a pretty big gamble. And then, on the designer's part, like they're wasting their own time, and that's not fair for anybody.
Oh yeah. On that note, wasting designers' time. If it's a proper designer with like the process in place and such, and you aren't horrible at calligraphy. Sorry, I just caught that. That's my girlfriend. Sorry. So if they have the proper process in place, expect to pay half up front from the get-go, offset, because the designer needs to know that if they're going to put the time in, that they're going to see some money.
Oh, sure.
And that should you drop off the face of the planet and not deliver the rest, that they can just stop where they were and know that they at least saw some of it.
Right.
And the other side to that coin is also, in this day and age, especially among the Twitch community, there are so many people out there that can do channel branding, that can do graphic design, that can do artwork. So don't be afraid if you go to someone and I'm not even going to name an artist, but let's say you go to someone and they don't take anything you say into account. They get angry when you say, well, this isn't exactly what I want. You have other options. You're paying for this service, so don't be afraid to be like, look, it looks good, but this isn't exactly the direction I want to go with it. I think it should be more like this. If they're a good graphic designer, they will take that into account. If they get angry and start like yelling at you like, well, this is what I did, you should probably go look for another graphic artist.
100%.
Find one that you do some research. Find one that they have several samples of their work.
Yeah.
So you can like my branding. He's in chat right now. Outer Heaven Big Boss. My rebrand. He did it. All right.
Hi, Outer Heaven.
I went to him because his mentality is similar to mine.
Right.
I've seen his artwork. I've seen his designs. I've seen how he does things. And my process was, I want a dark fucking look for my channel.
Right.
This is my guy. And it was a fantastic fucking experience from start to finish.
I'd have hated you if you did to me.
I think too, like that's a really good point is, you know, you have to, it should be a collaboration, and which means, you know, your style and like what that designer is, you know, like, you know, Impulse, I know you said that you shouldn't have like a style, but you do kind of have like an aesthetic, you know?
I know about it.
So those things have to match. I can't, like, if Psych went to Impulse and was like, make me this shit, obviously it would have not necessarily like been as gritty as he would want, because Impulse does something that's usually more clean looking. So
I'm trying to picture it right now. I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah,
It
so
would
it's
be
like
very texture heavy. It'd be very texture heavy if I did.
Probably would, yeah. But like it should be a collaboration, and that means you guys have to be able to meet in the middle. And if you can't, then, you know, however good that person might be, they just may not be the right person for you.
Oh man, I would have worked so much with angles for you. Would have been so sharp and pointy.
So sharp and pointy.
Lots of sharp, pointy
Oh,
angles.
you should have seen me when, if those of you who have seen my intro video, that I giggled like a fucking schoolgirl when B sent me that. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
You still do. Beginning of every stream, you still giggle
really
like a schoolgirl.
I really do.
But that's good that you're that excited about it is fantastic, and you should be.
It fits me.
That's how branding should make you feel. When you get a good branding back from a graphic designer, that's how you should be. You should be like, this is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And you get that from working with the designer. Don't just like pitch some ideas, be like, go do it. You collaborate. Let the artist give you their
never
opinions.
give them a blank check, so to speak, in terms of do whatever you want, because unless that's specifically your thing. If like, you know what, I want branding, I trust you as an artist, surprise me. That's a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
But don't give them a blank check in metaphorical terms and then get pissed off when you see the result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, or not late. Sorry, go ahead. I mean, I will remember my point.
No, sorry. I was gonna change topics to a different question actually.
Oh, okay. So
Take a
let me
different
just,
role.
yeah, I'll say it fast. Basically, I don't know if it's my Canadian nature, but I'm extremely about you guys. So like working with you guys and working with anyone else I've worked with, about knowing that they're happy with what they're getting. So even if they say they're happy, I'll push back and say, "Are you sure?" And then even like I sent a follow up maybe a week and then even a month later after working with you guys. And I don't have like a set calendar reminder or anything, but I probably should do that. To just like follow up with them and say like, hey, how's everything? Been able to drop by lately and heard maybe, you know, you had a complaint or maybe you want an update on this. I'm not looking for more money. If it's something minor, I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, no, that like, you need to pay. No, if it's something minor, I'll do it and I'll just send it right back. And maybe I'll take my time maybe to get to it, but I'll get to it ASAP.
I mean, it's kind of like touching up a tattoo. For the most part, when you get a tattoo, the same artist will touch it up later on for free.
For free?
Something minor.
I didn't know that. That's cool. So that's my policy, basically.
For the most part, yeah.
You're a tattoo artist for, you know, like online.
I mean, if it's minor, you can go in and get it like touched up. That's what they do. They touch it up for free. So if like there's something a minor you need to fix, you do it for free. It's touch ups. But okay, so for someone who is, what are some no-nos for people looking for graphic designers, how they should treat graphic designers? Like, what are some big no-nos that when you are a graphic designer and someone comes to you that you're like, no, I don't want to work with this person. You just turn them away right away because you just don't like the way they're acting towards you. Like, what are some flags for you as a designer?
Sometimes you don't have that option. I'll start with that. You don't always have the option to turn someone away. Sometimes you're desperate because in my case, this is actually my day job now. I have like maybe one check coming from my last. It wasn't freelance. It was a contract.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I've been pushing this to replace my actual physical part of my life. But so if you have the choice and you pick and choose your clientele, I'm probably not the best person to ask because at some point I may have to decide based on my secondary outlet, which is the fact that I'm not only a graphic designer, I'm also a streamer.
Right.
So
yeah,
and this hasn't happened yet, so don't grab your pitchforks yet. But should this opportunity arise, there is a slight chance I will have an internal conversation and be like, this may benefit the stream more to help some growth in that way. It hasn't happened yet. I haven't been put in that situation. It will be a very dark moment when it happens. But yeah, no, as far as red flags, having zero fucks and like, well, I mean, if it's all about compensation though. If they're gonna have zero fucks, oh, that price is no problem, and then you come back and be like, well, they've given me literally nothing to work with as far as like what you intend to see or what you expect to see rather, means that it's going to be an extra like 3 hours out of my life. I'm going to have to charge you for those 3 hours. So the quote's actually moving up in the world.
Right.
I mean, if he says yes, then fine. But if he literally just like, if they literally just can't give a crap and they just want to, oh, you know what? Fuck, a big red flag, a bit of a pivot.
Yeah.
Plagiarism. Just give me this.
Ooh. Oh yeah. That's
just
so good.
Give me this. No, I will not just give you this. That is not something I created. And even if I did, I created it for somebody else, not for you.
Right.
You will get something entirely new.
So would that also extend to someone coming to you and saying, I want my overlay, I want everything to mirror this really big streamer because that, you know,
Did we
obviously...
have this conversation? Are you trapping me? Do you know the story? This is
no, did that happen?
It happened to me and I fucked up.
Whoa,
guilty.
No,
I will not name names, but I got a DM after having done exactly what you described. So person came to me, said, I want this overlay. I said, cool. Made said overlay more or less. There were tweaks, but I mean, I ended up getting the DM a day or two later saying, hey, just got this from the streamer it was based on. And this was the designer messaging me saying, got this from the streamer saying, why does this look so much like mine, basically? And I just wanted to express that, you know, it's extremely similar. And I was like, oh, it is. They had actually asked for something extremely similar, and that's why it's so similar. They're like, well, you know, that's kind of not cool. I'm like, oh, I totally respect that. I feel like a total fucking cuck right now. I will change it ASAP, and I did change it ASAP, and it's since been replaced. It was replaced probably within 2 weeks. There was a bit of delay just because there was animation and shit involved. But so I fucked up. There's no other blame there but my own, because I should have pushed back saying, you know, I can't copy it directly. But I learned, and the other designer was extremely amicable and kind about it, and we're still friends.
That's good. I mean, it could have quickly gone the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, I could. You guys wouldn't be having me on right now. No one would be talking to me right now. I'd be shunned. But here's the thing. In this particular situation, it was a unique, and it was an overlay. So it was a unique design that I didn't think was unique. I had never seen it elsewhere. And when I say design, I mean, like, you know, Goth, for example, King Gothalion, his overlay is not necessarily unique. It's a top bar. It is a bar at the top of the screen. I can make a trillion of those, and people would relate it to Goths or other streamers who have that. But at the end of the day, a trillion people have it. So it's not. So when I saw this other one and was asked to do something similar, I thought a lot of people had it. I thought it wasn't a unique original, but literally only that one streamer had it, apparently. And anybody else who has it now has been based off that first person. So that was where the fuck up was I had assumed that more people had it, and that, you know, I'd just never seen it elsewhere because I'd never seen a very unique overlay like that.
Right. And
I'm still apologetic because I'm Canadian and I'll never stop feeling bad about it.
You'll be apologizing for at least 30 years as a Canadian.
but it's all good. Like, it's all good. It's done. It's over with.
Well,
but it's such
I'm
a funny
glad
question,
it worked out.
Psych.
Yeah, at least it worked out in the end.
Yeah, I absolutely was not expecting that there to like be a story behind that. Like, I was literally just like, because I've seen it before. Well, I've seen it before where people are like, oh, if I just copy this person's look, then I will be successful like them, because obviously it's those graphics that catapulted them to the top, right?
Right. Yeah, no, that wasn't the case in this scenario. But no, yeah, that's pretty funny that you were so specifically on point with the discussion. And it's a good story. You know, it's a good. I like being honest. I like being transparent as much. So like this kind of thing, I will, like, you know, upfront be honest about
right,
it and apologize publicly too. I am very sorry about what happened there.
Yeah, but you know, you can only go off of the information that you had, and you didn't know, and so you know, it worked out. Yeah. So
I love that. Yeah, it definitely worked out.
Good talk.
Yep.
Yeah, really good talk.
So
very informative talk.
Yes, definitely. But I feel like we've been spending a lot of time on that. And I'm not saying that's a negative thing, because
no worries.
It was a good conversation, but we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah. Let's drive this along. Let's talk about everyone's favorite hot topic of the week. And then, actually, Hammy first.
Me first?
Hammy, well, I know this is something you've been wanting to talk about since you got back.
Yeah. It's...
So let's cover that before we get into the heavy shit.
So last year, DestinyCon ran a charity stream that's a week long, run by Professor Bro, and King Cathalion, and KMH101, and I was lucky enough to be included in this charity stream. Mm-hmm. And that's not even us in the picture.
It's not. It's from last year, but they didn't post anything yet. I wanted to show you something.
They've got 4 pictures on their Twitter right now.
Okay.
The St. Jude Play Live Twitter, but and so when we finished the charity, we raised $506,000. They got in contact with this media and were like, "Hey, you all are all coming up in whatever date." And they finally got back to us. We got up there, and I was lucky enough to be included on this trip and get to go with a bunch of other fabulous broadcasters. And it was such an incredible experience getting to go and see just what all we as a Destiny community had accomplished here at this place, and getting to see the children and play with the children and see the facilities and the hospitals and where they live and what the food they eat. Like, it's just they go into so much detail about every little thing. Like in the apartments on campus for the families, they wash all the pillows like individually. They have covers they could pull out, wash every pillow. They wash them daily, and those are all volunteers that do that. They have volunteers that come and clean the toys daily for all the kids, and that's like,
wow.
There's hundreds of kids here, and someone comes and does this daily, comes and cleans these toys, so there's no germ spreading.
My biggest question, honestly, would be, because I know a lot of places like to put a good face forward, like PR wise and public wise, and then what's behind that image doesn't always quite live up to it.
We were walking through the hospital, interacting with patients as they were on their way to appointments. Like we were walking past waiting rooms. We were seeing families coming in with their kids, and some of these kids were just heartbreaking to walk past, man. And
so what you're saying is St. Jude lives up to the hype.
It's more than the hype. The hype that they put out, I don't even believe I can begin to express how much more it actually is behind the scenes. Which is
that is good to know.
The first thing that blew me away was just how passionate everyone is working there. Like the people, I've never been to a place where no one looks like they hate their job. You start talking to them about their job and they light up and they love what they're doing and they're so excited and they want to keep talking to you about this time and this thing, and it's just like whoa, and it's crazy just how much these people care. But the thing that hit me the most, and Psychotic, you've got kids. I mean, I'm sure you could hardly even imagine what it would be like if one of them got cancer.
No, a family friend of ours, their 9-year-old, was diagnosed with leukemia about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And that's why I supported DCC so hard last year, is because that was right around the time that she was diagnosed with it. And 2 months after the diagnosis, she was transferred to St. Jude.
Oh wow.
She is now in complete and total remission.
And
because of the work they did at St. Jude. Like, she beat it. So, and I thank whatever higher power there is every day that my kids are healthy, that they're happy, and that I'm thankful that places like St. Jude exist, that if something were to happen, I know they'll be okay.
Right.
And see, that's what gets me the most is when I was there. Like you can hardly imagine what that would put you through emotionally and mentally if that happened to one of your kids. And
I hope I never have to find out.
It's worst case scenario in my head. And then walking through the hospital, you're seeing these kids in the hospital, in the waiting rooms, smiling, and their parents are smiling, and I'm sitting there like, this is like worst case scenario for a child, like getting cancer at like 4 or 5, and they're just in the hospital, smiling, playing, talking to their friends that they now get to hang out with every day, and it's just like, that's not what I thought I would expect from a place like this, from a place that only deals in the worst possible scenario is happy faces, and that's to see that.
It's got to be a hell of an organization to keep people like that happy.
It is insanely one hell of an organization.
So what would you say is your biggest takeaway from that, and what do you think that you could share with everyone who's listening or watching on what they might be able to do?
The biggest takeaway I had from that is like everything matters. Like, let me I wish I could. Can you pull up one of my tweets? It's I believe it's my pinned tweet right now. My pinned tweet right now. This is I was at the bar with Kevin, Guardian Outpost, and a couple other people the night after we went to the hospital. So Thursday night.
Okay.
And it should be an image. That image. One of the workers had actually stopped us in the hallways while we were walking the hospital, and he was like, "I know you guys. You guys are destiny. This is amazing." And he started talking to us, and then it was awesome getting to talk to him. And then he finds us later that night, or he messaged me that later that night while we're at the bar, and you guys leave the message now. Thanks for the work you guys are doing for St. Jude. As a longtime employee and a day one guardian, it means a lot to have two important parts of my life overlap. I'm sitting at the bar and I got this message.
Wow.
And
wow, holy crap.
I cried at the bar, which is not a thing people judge you when you do that.
Soulless if you didn't.
But people judge you when you cry at a bar, okay?
Yeah.
But
then they're like, cut off.
That's a beautiful notion. I'm glad you cried at the bar.
And to get a message like that from someone who is an employee of St. Jude is just that is what we did. We're changing lives with what we did this past year. We're still changing lives, and it didn't get forgotten.
Yeah,
it was because it takes $2.4 million a day to run the hospital, and we raised $560,000. When you do the math, we barely paid for a quarter of a day. But that doesn't mean it does not go unnoticed. And that's the biggest takeaway I have, is that dollar that you donated during a charity stream for St. Jude, they remember that still, almost a year later.
Sure.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
So it's a legit thing, guys. They do good work.
My heart. But it is a crazy thing, and if anybody wants to help, they are running a charity event starting April 28th to May 31st called St. Jude Play Live. I can actually get the home link for that real quick for you, Ginger. Put it in Discord.
Hey.
No, it's not the one.
Fail.
It's their stjude.com/play. No, it's not. I'll post it. There, it's the one I had open. It's their Play Live. You can go in there. You can find the campaigns. It on the front page of their Play Live account, it has streamers live playing for St. Jude.
Oh wow!
So if you got in the mood to do it, or you want to check out people doing charity streams for the whole next month, they're right on the front page of St. Jude Play Live's website.
That's awesome.
Find there, donate straight to it. Their goal is $1 million from this event, which is what our goal is on its own.
Yep.
But,
Right.
So between that and ours, we can fund a whole day's worth of work.
Yeah. Just
That's
the whole
crazy.
day. That's crazy
It's
to think about just the whole day.
The whole day, like, wow.
And Zach said it best at the event when he was explaining it to us. He goes, it costs $28 a second to run the hospital, and even though it doesn't seem that $1 doesn't count towards much,
Mm-hmm.
they can't miss a second, ever.
Yeah.
So it's that one just made me like feelsy a little bit. Like they can never miss a second. So that $1 keeps them from missing a second.
Wow. That's
Okay.
awesome. I'm glad that you got to participate in something like that and share your experience. And I hope that everybody else takes opportunity to, check out the streams that people are doing with the Play Live event, or if you're a streamer yourself, maybe consider participating as well. I think there was something about possibly earning a Twitch hoodie in there about that.
They do have rewards. I can't remember where to find the rewards.
I'm sure we can find them later on.
I'll look for them later on. There's a $500. If you raise $500, you get a Twitch hoodie. There's $5,000. You get a custom St. Jude DX racer chair. Like huge. Like $100 is a shirt, a St. Jude Play Live shirt. There's a bunch of. I mean, there's just they appreciate the work we do, and it doesn't go unnoticed. They give back to us for helping them as streamers and viewers, and that's even more phenomenal that they can do that.
It's awesome. So we're going to talk about another thing related to Twitch.
Can I say one thing? The person who owns all of the land for St. Jude, like that the hospital that is on all of that land, they pay $1 a year for it, because that's the person that owns it. Just doesn't care. He's just like, it's St. Jude. You have to do it.
That's
for tax
actually
reasons.
really cool.
They have to pay for something for tax reasons, so he charges them $1 a year to live on that land.
Nice. Well, I mean, think about the backlash if he didn't like.
Oh my god, charging an exorbitant fee per year for. Oh yeah, no.
But it's still really cool that someone does that for them.
Yeah, it is cool.
He's like, because that means that this guy owns all this land and he only gets $1 of it. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
It's St. Jude.
I mean, how many times can you say that you were able to support something that large, and have that much of an impact with your life?
I've got even more stories about Danny Thomas, the guy who founded it, but those are and his how St. Jude helped fight racism in Memphis. Like, they told us a whole bunch of stuff that was amazing. But we'll save that for another time.
Okay.
So let's go on to our controversial topic of the week. The Twitch affiliate program.
The what?
The Twitch affiliate program. Keezy. So the partner program has existed for a while. People can subscribe to channels. They have recently rolled out for partners where you can cheer with bits. They've added where people can purchase games through channels, and the partner will get a part of that and stuff like that. And so the affiliate program is like a very, very scaled down version of it, but it's also something that's supposed to be open to a lot of different people. The requirements, I think, are posted online. The gist is basically like, you need to, it's here. Stream at least 500 total minutes in the last 30 days, at least 7 unique broadcasts in the last 30 days, an average of 3 concurrent viewers or more over the last 30 days, and at least 50 followers. So it's the requirements are pretty low, at least in our minds. I'm sure for a new streamer that might seem like, insurmountable, but you get there. And the very first thing that it does, that it opens up for affiliates who are invited. You have to be invited. There's not an application that you go online to fill out.
This is not like a partnership where you apply for it. Twitch picks you out and says, you qualify. Let's do this.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are technically qualified right now. So it's like a rolling process. Everybody who would qualify right now isn't going to be able to get access to it immediately.
Oh, they've got, I believe Muxy did the stats on it, and there's 62,000 channels that qualify for affiliate.
I'm surprised that little. I'm surprised
I'm surprised that few.
It's 2% of channels on Twitch will.
That must be why the numbers are so. I was surprised by the numbers that they were requiring, and I guess that's the reason why they.
Yeah,
yeah.
they want to
my
monetize
first
as many
thought,
channels as possible.
I saw the requirements. My first thought was that is way too low.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is way too low. I think it is.
My first thought was thank you, and then that, because I am excited about it. Like above all else, I'm happy. No controversy in my eyes. I'm just excited to see that they're putting like a step towards just, I don't know, improving. Like everyone's saying, get into that, but they are trying. That's the point I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited, but then I was like, the numbers are a little low, but ultimately, I'm
now,
still happy.
my next question would be: would they start featuring certain affiliates on the front page like they do partners?
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
Because I think that becomes like a liability thing.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah, it is a very good question. I think there are lots of questions to be answered still.
Well, my question, because the only hesitation, the only reservation I have about this whole thing, like I love this, like looking at the requirements. Obviously, everyone that is on this podcast qualifies for this.
Right.
Like just looking at our own numbers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, and I thought of this today. That's great in terms of Twitch monetization.
Right.
But not so great in terms of supporting smaller streamers and helping growing streamers grow.
I mean,
like,
it is.
Literally all it's doing is giving growing streamers a way to make money. It's not giving them tools to promote. It's not giving them tools to spotlight.
Right.
So that's my hesitation is, like, at the end of the day, Twitch is a business, and I understand that. I respect that. But by the same token, you're gonna let over 60,000 people monetize without support?
The thing is that they're not in, and this is my perspective. I have not talked to anyone at Twitch, but I see this as they are. They're not. This is not designed to like help boost channels. To that point, like it's this is a way to get in on the things that non-partnered streamers are doing through GameWisp and Patreon and PayPal and Streamlabs with tips. They're just trying to get a piece of that pie. And you have to also account for the fact that all of these non-partnered streamers who, may be making some type of income through those means are doing it for free on Twitch. Twitch gets nothing from that. These are not people that are bringing in sub revenue. They're not doing anything that benefits Twitch's bottom line. Yet they're still using the platform to make money for themselves, even if it's a small amount. So that's, I think, the biggest drive.
I know a lot of people, though, and I was talking to a certain streamer yesterday who uses GameWisp.
Yeah.
And he's growing quick. Like, if he doesn't get partnered in the next 6 months, I'll be very surprised.
Right.
But he has over 60 subs on GameWisp. And in his own words, it was like, why would I do the affiliate program? Because we're not going to get the $4.99 a month sub as affiliates.
No.
We're not. Like, it'll probably be like $2.99.
Yeah,
and of that
I think so
$2.99,
too.
we might see $1.50 from it.
If that.
If that. Whereas he can do the $5 a month GameWisp subs and see a lot more from it. So his reasoning is, okay, that's great that they're rolling out the affiliate program. Why am I going to use it?
So, about that though, like there are lots of people who are partnered today who use, they have their sub button and they still use GameWisp for larger tiers, which now that Twitch is rolling out the higher tiers of subs, you could potentially argue they're trying to replace that as well. But then you get into the whole thing about the cuts from GameWisp are different, and there's like a lot of things behind the scenes that make one more attractive than the other. What is, I think, one of the benefits, let me finish this thought. One of the benefits I think that they're trying to push with, someone subbing is they get an emote which people love to sub for emotes. And then the other kind of back end benefits, such as like getting priority for transcodes and things like that. So is maybe not a monetary, it's like you're not going to get rich being an affiliate. It's just, you're not going to live off of that income. It's maybe like a little extra boost, but there are some back end benefits that you might find worth getting and still utilize Game Whisper Patreon.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It irks me because in my mind, at least, and again, this is just my opinion. Twitch is, they're going to do their own thing. Mm-hmm. The way I would run it would be to use the affiliate program to help nurture and promote and grow these non-partnered growing streams, because that at that point, Twitch is literally investing in its own future.
Right.
Well, how about this? Maybe they are doing that, but they can only do one thing at a time. We don't know what the full extent of this is. They're only bringing in bits and subs, but they've already said they're bringing in ads in the future and game profiting in the future.
Well,
we
subs
don't
aren't
know
even
what's
the
in store
start.
for this affiliate. We don't know what's in store for this affiliate program. This is just the start.
Yeah.
I know,
There's much more to do.
And like I said, I'm not naysaying. I'm voicing a question I thought of earlier today. Like, are they going to do this? I don't know.
The way I see it, like Jada Hawk described it, I think at first it's going to be an internship for Twitch. If Twitch is a job, this is your internship. This is Can you even get the subs that bring in the money for us? Because like there's so many people out there that have lower viewership, but they may have enough people that would come in and sub to them. Like there's so many streamers out there that have way more subs than they do viewers most of the time. Double, triple, quadruple sub numbers compared to what they view, and so
and a lot of that is I know plenty of people who sub to streamers they don't watch at all solely for the emotes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Triple Rec has admitted to being just like an emote factory at this point. So
VO as well,
a vendor, yeah.
VO as well.
Scrubbing
I'm guilty of that, but in a more support. I want to support the streamer. It's just the streamer is never live when I'm awake.
Yeah, there were several.
I love her partner. Her emotes. I love them.
Yeah, there are several. VO is a perfect example of like someone who I want to support, but I often can't catch her streams because I'm just not awake then. But
same. We never know when the fuck Triple's going live.
Yeah, that's always elusive.
Yeah, who knows?
But I think it's a good middle ground for people who are not quite ready to get partnership yet. Oh, to show shade, please.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
I think this is a good middle ground. I don't think it replaces partnership.
No, definitely not.
And for the people who are concerned about, oh, well, now everybody's going to start making money and, whatever. Like, let's be honest. The requirements are so low that if you meet the bare minimum, at best, maybe you get like a handful of subs or, occasional bits. Like the payout is you have to reach a minimum of $100 payout before they actually pay your money out. And you have to wait 60 days from the time that you qualified to actually receive it.
And if you don't hit $100 in a year, they take $25 out of it.
Yeah, so it's like...
And they shut down your affiliate account.
This is all the official stuff from that contract? Because I haven't actually...
Yeah, it's in the contract.
They released the affiliate contract.
I saw it. I just haven't read it because it looked wordy.
I don't know. I'm also taking a lot of issue with a lot of... And I had this conversation last night in a stream where someone was bitching up one way and down the other about the affiliate program. Like, oh, this is just going to make a bunch of people want to start streaming for the money. Did they're not already doing that? I'm confused. Like literally anyone with 0 followers, 0 views can slap a fucking PayPal link on their profile and go, please tip me.
Yeah.
Like, wait, how are they not already doing that? This is, I don't understand the naysaying on that.
There are certainly people who are like that. I wouldn't characterize that every streamer is, trying to get money out of it.
No, absolutely not. I'm voicing what their argument was.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think though, for me personally, I kept seeing all of the things that were being rolled out for partners, and I was disappointed because it was like, those are really cool features, but that doesn't mean anything to me or my community. they would have to go somewhere else to be able to benefit from those things. And so that was a bummer for me. So I don't care about like, you know, getting the money on the back of it. I would just like the fact that now there's the opportunity for my community to be able to participate with doing bits, or, you know, to purchase things through Twitch easily, or, you know, to use an emote. Trying to pick one emote is just like a really daunting task, and it like scares the shit out of me. But, you know, the fact that my community can participate in those things and not have to be limited to only partner channels to be able to do that, I think that's the most exciting part for me.
Yeah, and I also, well, let's go ahead and address the large elephant in the room. The backlash in terms of, and again, I will never name drop on this podcast, but I saw certain prominent partnered streamers up in arms about the affiliate program.
About the requirements, or just about its existence?
A, that it exists at all, and B, that the requirements are so fucking low. Like, I literally saw a certain individual tweet out a series of tweets bitching and complaining that I had to work so hard for my partnership. I streamed every day for a year, and I did all this and like ruined my friendships and my family to get partnered, and now Twitch is just handing this out to people. Like, why are you threatened? First off, because it still falls to you as a broadcaster, as an entertainer, to maintain your audience and to grow your audience and to grow your community.
Yeah, none of that changes.
Literally nothing has changed. It's like any of a number hotbed political arguments. People are bitching because it exists. Is this affecting you?
Right.
Is it going to directly affect you? No, then why are you bitching? All you're doing is embarrassing yourself.
It's just...
all you're doing right now is alienating potential community members.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's my look on it.
Yeah.
What I think is going to happen now ties in with that is we are going to see an inflammation of creative content, because now it's going to be way more competitive. You've got 62,000 people now who get monetized off that. I believe that partners are going to step their game up if they see their numbers drop, and I believe now affiliates are going to be like, well, shit, what I wasn't doing already was not making me money, so now I got to do something else. And I think we're going to see a lot of creative content come out of this in the next few months, of people who are like, I can take this seriously now, because, like, holy shit. So, like, I think we'll see some great things.
Yeah.
Like those streamers, those partners that are just like coasting on the fact that they're partners and don't really do anything exciting or new. Now you've got someone who can be supported, who's doing something exciting and new. They're gonna have to step their game up.
Yeah, like it's the basic law of capitalism, competition.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, if you're confident in your broadcasts and your ability to entertain and grow a community,
right,
you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, this will not affect you at all.
Yeah. I also wonder too if by creating this, will there be a slowdown on partnership approvals?
I think it's going to make it more exclusive, because now I think it's going to be for the people that don't just get really, really, really good weeks,
right,
and that's it.
Right.
But the people who show that they can actually,
yeah,
pull in money. Because, like, Kratos he put in a lot of work recently. He's been putting in some great numbers and got 500 subs this week. But I honestly think he could have gotten 500 subs like 3 months ago. He just didn't have the numbers for partnership.
Yeah.
I like someone like that who may not have the numbers but could pull in a shit ton of subs. And we're going to see that with the affiliates. These guys can be like, yo, I can go give this guy a button now. Like, Impulse, you said you couldn't make VO streams, but you still subbed to her. Like, there's got to be somebody that can't make your streams, or somebody that can't make my streams, or Ubers, or psychotics that wants the support.
Right.
I also feel that the affiliate program is going to be a better way to track streamers that are growing, because, I mean, obviously Twitch can look at literally whatever account they want, partnered or not, and track statistics. But I think being an affiliate and seeing steady sub numbers or steady bit number, a steady and growing number over a longer period of time. So that way, when that affiliate goes to apply for partnership, they already have this, oh, well, you've maintained this number of subs for this amount of months. That's steadily grown. Your viewership has grown. This have grown. Here's your partnership.
Right.
I think that is one of the main reasons it's being implemented.
You know what? You make a good point, though, because algorithms must be extremely important with regards to partnership applications, because I can apply for it right fucking now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'm sure their system is just going to put me into the no pile, and no human will ever see that application because of the algorithms.
Yeah.
So I actually hadn't thought about it with that in mind, Psych. So good point that, they can add to the algorithm now, or they already have, probably doing that between now and, the announcement and going live, that any application post will include the amount of subs and such in the algorithm to even better narrow down the numbers.
Yep.
I think it'll be interesting to see too, because going back to that whole the people subbing for emotes and things like that, if enough people will see value in a $2.99 is our assumption, sub for like a singular emote for a channel, if that's going to be enough that people are going to say that, I want to make the decision to subscribe. Obviously, that's not the only reason why people subscribe, but it is a driver for a lot of people. Like, let's be honest. I'm wondering what the conversion rate will be for, that type of reward, if you will.
I have a worry. It's a bit off topic, but I have a worry now. It's basically like there's gonna be a lot of trading. Like the four of us here.
There's that now.
At some point we were.
Yeah, we see that now.
Oh, 100%. But like the four of us here, none of us are partnered. We're all friends in some shape or form, some closer than others. And we might expect one another to sub to each other as a means of, saying, yes, we are true friends beyond a point. Or just saying, like, you're relevant in my life. And
I think that is going to be an issue. Like, there are plenty of people that I would like to sub to that I can't, because anyone who knows me knows my employment situation. I'm on a very tight budget. I'm still job hunting. There are like 36 people I would fucking love to sub to right now, and I had to cut my subs down to like a small handful a while ago.
Right.
And even those I start like those subs are sustained solely by whatever tips I get while I'm streaming.
Yeah.
So like if I don't get the tips, sub goes away.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
Jade, exactly, Jada. If money decides your friendship, get the fuck out. Yep.
Yeah,
I completely 100% agree.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap, and unfortunately, it does exist.
Like, I love that I can walk into like 55's channel. Like I don't sub to her because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
But she still sees me. I can still have a conversation with her. I'm not treated any differently because I'm not subbed.
Yeah, people, I started paying attention to that now. When I go into a partner streamer's channel, is like, how much do they talk to the people who don't have a sub badge?
Yeah.
But I think going back to, just like the kind of trading and everything, I already have a hard time narrowing down who I want to subscribe to from the partner pool. And that's not that large compared to like a number of streamers out there. When you add in all these people who I know who will be affiliates, like that's just, it's stressing me out because there are going to have to be decisions. Like that's the way it works.
Yeah. There's going to have to be like, and I would love to sub to everyone. I would. I wish I had that kind of money, but I can't.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the landscape changes.
I have an in before here, and if they don't do it, they're idiots. In before, BTTV adds a hide chat badges.
Oh, for the partner streamers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already that's
it's already.
I was going to say
this.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
already fake. Twitch disabled it.
Because as a person, I like everyone's saying in chat right now, you should look at the badges, just talk to everybody. I want to hide it. I do. I didn't know you
like
could.
The streamer can hide it, or the individual can hide it.
The streamer themselves can hide their verified partner badge.
Yeah,
that's already been.
No, I'm talking about like the badges in chat. I think that's what Uncase is
Ginger
getting.
and I are on the same page.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I'd like to hide every single badge, Twitch Prime, even the fucking streamer. Just
you can hide Twitch. You can hide Twitch Prime.
You can hide all those.
Like
if you have BTT,
no, you as an individual. Oh, you mean like as a person.
Like you can edit appearance. I can take off my global badge. I can take off my channel badge. I can take off everything.
Everybody in chat look the same.
Yeah. Like I don't want anyone in chat to have
The only badge
badges.
you can't take away are the mod badges.
Which is good. I need to know who the mods are.
Yeah, you need to know. I will do that. So I'll look into that. I didn't know that existed. Cool.
But that should be a feature in Twitch, honestly, because
it is on Twitch. They're implementing that. That's why the verified partner badges are their stepping stone into that, because you can disable the verified partner badge.
Yeah.
On your own thing. So that's their stepping stone, I guess.
Like as
into disabling all the badges.
So like to disable badges that are in your channel for other people.
I don't know for other people, but only for yourself. Like,
no, that's what we're talking about. Is for other people. If I am the streamer and I'm looking at the people in my channel, can I disable being, people viewing the badges? Because
I'd like that.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I know that some people like to have it because, it makes them feel like they're, they have something, and it makes them feel special and noticed. But it also, unfortunately, people are human. And when you see an extra little icon, your eyeball goes to that. And
especially if it's red or fucking bright as fuck.
And so it's like you naturally, without even thinking about it, will look at that name and then see what they said.
I mean, that's the idea behind bits entirely. Every single color is more attracting to your eye than.
Yeah. So
no, Jada, it's not in terms of that. It's like we were talking about. Like, people are still human. There's gonna be. It's the same principle as why I click to hide my followers and my concurrent viewers when I'm live.
Right.
I don't want to focus on my numbers. I don't want to focus on badges. I don't want to focus on anything but interacting with the people in chat. That's my, whenever I am live, whenever I am streaming, that is my focus. If someone comes into my chat and says, hey, I talk to them, I ask how their day is going, if they're doing okay, if they're irregular, if I know you have kids, I'll ask how they're doing. There's a guy in my Discord right now who's about to do a strongman competition, hasn't done it in 3 years, and was looking for encouragement. I've been fucking messaging him almost every day.
Right.
Fucking encouraging him because he's a regular viewer. He's a friend, you know. So that's the logic behind it. It's not because I don't want people to show that that they support or they've accomplished something. That's not it. I just want to focus on Zach. Shut up. I love you, though, Zach. I want to focus on delivering the best stream that I can.
Right.
And I do that best by not focusing on numbers.
Yeah. Well, and something that Sergeant Fidget brought up on Twitter, who was our guest last week, guys, is he was concerned about the new partner badges, the verified badge, being an indirect means of self-promotion.
Well,
and I see both sides of it,
it is.
That's why they gave it the option to be turned off. You may not want that, because when I was talking to everyone at St. Jude, a lot of them are like, when I go into a chat, I don't want everyone to see that and be like, oh shit, there's that person, because then it becomes about me. It's on the mindset of it depends on the person. If the streamer is gonna have their partner badge go around, I don't know how they are, but that's as far as. Well,
but it's the other side of it, though.
I talk to is they don't want to be noticed. If they go into a chat, they don't want the chat to be about them because, oh my god, that person's a partner. And if they've never been there before, they don't want that to be, oh wow, who's this person? They have a badge, so they're partnered. Let's check them out. Yeah.
Well, the other side of that, though, is I believe what was his concern is he, as the streamer, one of the rules in his chat is he does not like self-promotion. And so if someone who's partnered shows up in his channel, hasn't turned on that verified badge, and then everybody in chat is suddenly paying attention to the person with the verified badge, and that can come across as self-promotion. Not that partner was trying to do it, although there could be people who would use it for those means, because unfortunately those people do exist. But that he has no way of controlling it because it's not something that he can purge, So on the other side of that, I see from a partner's perspective, if they've earned it, it's something that they're proud of and they want to be able to display it. And with the whole affiliate thing, it is like a distinction now, but, especially for a non-partnered channel, that could be seen as possibly a distraction.
Distraction, yeah.
We have another special guest star on the edge, by the way, guys.
That's how the partners that I talk to feel about it, at least, that it is a distraction. Most of them hated it until we found out that it can be turned off. Every single one of them that I was talking to would say was like, no, I don't like it.
Oh yeah, I would not. If I were a partnered streamer, I would not want a badge next to my name in any chat I go into saying, hey, this guy's partnered. No.
Yeah.
Because then, and like Jay was saying, you hope to see a partner because, like, hey, this person hangs out, maybe we should here too. But then what happens when they leave? Oh, well, this person stopped hanging out here, so then I'm gonna go now because they're not here anymore. Then it's the same situation. If you're building a community, they should be there. They should want to be there because you are there, not because the partner is there. And yes, that does say a lot on your character because you do have a partnered streamer hanging out in your channel.
I gotta stay here.
Right.
But that should not be what your community is built on because this person likes you, so I'll like you too. That's terrible.
Yeah, no,
that's
no way
absolutely
to
a bad
build.
business model.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a perfect system.
It's not, and a lot of the changes on Twitch lately, I'm just kind of like, who did you talk to that you felt like this was going to be a well-received idea? Like the whole changes to the navigation and like how you find channels or like the changes to the creative directory and taking away the hashtag system and like just things like that where I'm like, why did you think that was good? I don't follow. So it's just me.
Companies like these, it's a lot of numbered games.
It is what it is. It's a flaw. It's not a perfect system, and it's going to continue to be worked on and improved on. And we're going to find issues with it. We're going to find. Oh, you want cheese? Okay. He went to the fridge and got a piece of cheese because he apparently wants a snack. I love my son, but it's going to be improved upon. We're going to find issues with it. We're gonna.
Yeah, they learn from their mistakes. I'll give Twitch that. So I'm actually hopeful in every regard that any mistakes found will be, fixed and like forthwith and we'll be good to go. I hope. Fingers crossed. I have faith in them. I do.
I'm cautiously optimistic. There are some things I wish they would do that they haven't yet. I'm hoping they implement in the future. Because my view is investing time and getting the name out of a growing streamer who is not partnered yet is Twitch investing in its future.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
Yeah.
That's why I still wish there was some sort of spotlight or a shout out, some sort of support in terms of getting a streamer's name out there. But that might be implemented later on. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right. Yeah, I'm all about trying to like be inclusive and, equal treatment for everyone. I don't like the idea of creating a VIP status and making, some people seem like they're above others. And so that's just what I want to try to avoid personally. And, I'll try to maintain that as much as I can in my own channel. But, I can understand why some people might feel threatened because of some changes.
With the partner badge, I think they went about it the completely wrong way.
Yeah.
It should not be in chats at all for anybody. It should, however, be next to their name when you're scrolling through a fucking directory. Like,
sure,
hey, look, this person here is playing this game. They've got a badge next to them saying they're partner. Maybe I should check out that channel because it's a partner. So I
like that idea. Yeah.
Who's a partner and who's not. Because then it doesn't matter. It's not in your chat. It's not distracting. It just gives a little more attention to the people that have earned that little bit more of attention because they've put in lots of hard work and earned that button.
Yeah.
You put it in chat and now they get looked at everywhere they go. It's like having a weird hair color in public. Everyone just kind of looks at you a little differently at first. But I think it would do so much better as in the directories. Differentiate that way, not in the chats.
No, you already had a piece of cheese, buddy. No.
But that's my thought on it.
Yeah.
Conversation.
I mean, I think we could probably like beat this all night too.
We have been beating it all that. We've been ignoring our other topics that we still haven't gotten to.
I know, it's
We've
crazy.
been beating
It's already
all
an
these
hour and a
topics.
half in, and we haven't even gotten
Look,
to.
I gave the
fun.
disclaimer
I like-
at the beginning that we had a lot of stuff to cover. So, you know,
That's it.
sometimes
Okay.
people like it when you go a little long. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Well, that's fair too, Kratos. I think that there should be some form of recognition for the. I think that one could be turned on or off though, Kratos, in the directory. If they had the ability, like you could turn on your partner badge if you wanted it in the directory, and I think that'd be fine because it's that thing. But like you said, if people want to click on you or somebody else because you have a partner badge, I feel like you would have the personal right to turn that off.
I'd argue that it's not a big deal in the directory itself, because if you're scrolling through the directory, browsing, you're probably of the mentality, searching. Now, if you are looking for somebody who's and like, partners for the most part, they're averaging a certain viewership, and you know what, I'm not going to do that. There are partners at the bottom of the directory, is what I'm saying, or what I want to get around to saying. You will see smaller partners. They got partnered because they grew too fast, or they're in a smaller directory, or they switched directories because they're variety streamers and their viewership didn't follow them there. But you want to watch that game, and you see all these guys partnered. Let me check them out. Sure.
Right.
You can always go back to the directory, scroll past them, go to the 10 viewer, the 2 viewer, the 1 viewer count, the 0 viewer count, and hang out with them too. I don't think it necessarily breaks the system to see it in the directory.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my goodness.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's really cute.
He's in full Velociraptor mode right now.
I'm not sure my thought was complete there, but I had something.
Yeah, I don't think it'll break the directory either because like some people may not even want to watch partnered streamers. They might be like, that person's already partnered. I don't need to check
Some people are turned off.
Well, that just goes to the whole thing about we need better options to find channels, period. Like the way that it exists now is not good. You can't filter, you can't, it's scrolling for days to try to find like a particular channel and have to click in and out to see, do I like this or don't I? It's lame. And if I want to discover a new channel, it should be easier to do. So I was talking with some ladies last night and we were talking about, like having suggested channels that were actually like valuable versus just promoting the same like top partners that you already follow. And like a tag system or something to, so you could personally tag your channel as like comedy, variety, whatever other tags that you wanted to, and people could look for those tags and be able to find your channel. Or something, just not what it is today. I don't think it works.
Then it becomes you have to really know your social media and how the whole search system works because everyone's just gonna put common keywords into their thing and it's going to go.
I'm not saying that's ideal, but
someone's gonna abuse the system, put all the words they can in their thing because I may not.
Yeah.
They're gonna put as much as they can so they get as many search bars as they can, and then. That way they show up more places.
I'm not saying tags is like the best thing. I'm just saying something where you could actually filter versus just pick a game directory and scroll for days. Yeah. Like there are lots of different ways you can approach it. None of them are necessarily the perfect solution, but there are lots of things that would be better than what we have today.
And the thing with supporting growing streamers, I should say, in specific directories and like highlighting different ones, that's fucking work because you know how easy it is to just be like, I'm gonna switch games now. Then you're no longer like featured in that list. They don't even feature partnered broadcasters in specific directories. That's why they have.
I also think that's partly why they started doing communities, to where regardless of what game you're playing, you can still stream. You can still scroll through a community and find something.
Yep.
The problem with communities is like
Impulse has something to say.
Now let Ginger finish that.
The problem with communities is people just recreated things that already existed and it provided no major value. And it also took away options for creative streamers and how people could find them. The hashtag system, I think, was probably a better system than communities. And you have so many communities that were created for silly things. And you can't filter, who streams on it either, which has its pluses and minuses. And now if you look at the navigation on Twitch, like there's not even an easy way to get to communities anymore.
Really?
You have to like
Yeah,
do
not.
a lot of clicking around to find them. So I mean, there was just like a wasted effort.
I'm gonna break.
It felt like something implemented with good intentions, but it quickly fell to the wayside.
Yeah.
Hashtag let impulse talk.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give my little soliloquy. I think both hashtags and communities were lazy.
Yeah.
Again, with the right intentions, like you guys have said. But what do I mean by lazy? Is they're putting the work in our hands. They're allowing us the opportunity, the streamers and or just general folks on the Twitcher sphere, to do the work for them and say, I'm doing this. A good example is, I think Jay Sniperton runs the Sherpa community, no?
Sherpa Squad.
Oh, no, that's a stream team. Sorry, that's a stream team. That's a bad. But anyways, like, communities like that, and then their stream teams. The stream teams is probably a better way of like really cycling, because there's somebody in command, somebody with a say in the matter, in command, filtering out the yays and nays. So what I'm saying is that it's lazy because Twitch themselves didn't do the work. So what would be easy is say Destiny, and then we'll do creative next as an example. Destiny, when adding the directory, could have added a drop-down menu of next to Destiny, general PvP, competitive PvP, raids, hanging out in PvE, better phrasing, obviously. 5 or 6 options in a drop-down, just to tell, as you're scrolling through the directory, that it's not just Destiny, it's Destiny and this, and you don't have to add it in your title, so that you can name your title something a bit more either clickbaity or something.
Do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's just an extra drop down past game playing, and it's a bit more work on the guy who adds the directories. The guy or gal who adds the directories to the actual system on Twitch's server side.
Mm-hmm.
They add the directory and then they add a drop down.
Mm-hmm.
And then so for creative, you'd add fucking 100 things, from design to animation to what I can't remember what it's called. Ginger, what do you do? What's the fucking
hashtag? What? Oh, me, Perlers.
Perlers, thank you. That word escapes my mind. Perlers to Lego for my freaking Nick. Like just fucking the whole kit and caboodle, the whole lot. Add a ridiculous amount of drop downs, and then other for creative, because creative is a special example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because community is self-moderated. I don't think it works.
No, it again, like there were good intentions, but
the best use I've seen for it was Evil Aura's charity stream when he did Gaming for Pits. And they could all join the Gaming for Pits community.
Yes,
and stream.
100% worked.
That was the best way I could even imagine a community being used.
Yeah.
Because it could be like, hey, everyone in this directory is streaming for a cause. Check out all of them. Here's the link for the community. Go and have at it, Twitter.
Right.
Made it so much easier to not only just run a charity event, but maintain it, because then it's like, just someone's streaming on that, I'm sure.
Right. But then like people make communities as like, people who watch Lyric, and then there's, 3,000 people in there or something. And it's just like, why? Why?
I mean,
just why?
That's like when you see a really stupid Destiny clan in Destiny. Like, why? Because you can. Why it doesn't harm me to see that other clan out there, and if you want to stream that community, that's fine. That is your prerogative to stream that community. If it helps you, cool. If it doesn't, not on me.
Right.
There are communities set up to help. Like there are PvP communities ran and moderated for like specific competitive players. There's a whole Overwatch community where you have to, if you're you have to stream at a certain skill rating. To stream in that community, or they will ban you from that community, because and I'm sure there's a lot of that for a whole bunch of different PvP communities. Yes,
guys, give me just a few minutes. If for those of you who don't know, my wife is out of the state until Wednesday, so I'm literally fending for myself in this house right now. So give me like 3 minutes. I'm gonna go put him back in bed.
Okay.
I will be right back. Y'all continue on. I love you guys.
Love you too.
So I think we can move on from this topic.
Yeah, we've almost been 2 hours and we haven't even got onto the nerd stuff.
Nerd stuff. Okay, nerd thing. First nerd thing.
What was it? 4 nerd things in 5 minutes. Let's go.
Let's do it. So Friday the 13th got a game release date. It's not Friday the 13th. It's super lame.
What a fuck.
Tagline for the game is Dead by Daylight, but better. Next. No,
Is it really?
I don't know. Some people, based on the beta, thought maybe not so much.
It's got, I guess, I didn't get to play it. I don't know.
I have no input on this topic.
I
feel
knew
like
it
Sykes
had
gonna be
issues.
pissed. He's missing this.
But I will say it's releasing on Friday, May 26th, so it's 13 times 2. So I mean, you know, it's like there's at least that, right? Something, maybe? I don't know.
You stole that from the article.
No, I actually was thinking it, and then like I saw it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, my math was good." Also, I wonder too if maybe they're a bit behind because with Dead by Daylight being out as long as it has been now, and they are very similar games.
Dead by Daylight has a lot of fucking issues though. So
yeah, I mean it's not perfect.
Well, it's I've quit the game already because of just the connections and the people in the game. Like it's fun if you get the good games, but it can kill your morale in it really quickly.
Right. I think the biggest draw for it is just like it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So
and it's about time.
Yeah. So that's coming. Next.
Time to just fucking bounces.
Speed run. We gotta finish this before Sight gets back.
Speed running.
Speed run. He'll get back and be like, okay, and thanks everybody for joining. Have a good night. So Target is implementing real life Mario Kart. And this sounds like such a bad idea, and I really wonder who came up with this and if they had any idea what Mario Kart is beyond just like some images and a very basic statement. Because what they're doing is they're decorating a bunch of carts, like shopping carts, like cars in Mario Kart. And then
the sound effects?
I don't think so, although that would be cool.
Awesome.
You gotta make your own sound effects, okay?
Right? So and then
that would be the only socially acceptable time to bring turtle shells to a store.
Please, I want someone to do that.
See, so like what they're doing too, beyond the decorating the carts, is they're creating like lanes around Target.
Oh my God.
So it's like basically turning it into a whole like race setup in the store.
This is
so
no possible way this can go wrong, guys.
Then you're encouraging people to like crash into each other with carts and like just run into each other, flip shit over. Yeah, that was my next thing is like they sell bananas at Target. Like how much property destruction is going to happen when people are just like, oh, fucking banana. Let me toss that on the floor and just like.
This is so fucking dumb.
I can't even believe this is happening.
There's no possible way this can go wrong, guys.
Like Black Friday.
Hey, it might be really cool. You don't know yet.
We've learned our lessons.
What if they'll have competitions? And you get gift cards and stuff. Who knows?
No, it's a really good thing they don't sell turtles at the store because some idiot would be
I feel
like,
they have
"Oh,
a pet
turtle."
section in like certain ones. I feel it.
I don't think so, and I really hope
Target
they don't.
left Canada. Target came to Canada, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Immediately, so we don't have them anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's kind of like Walmart was in Germany for all of 4 years.
Yeah.
And then Germany ran them out because they kept putting everyone else out of business.
Yeah.
Oh, good for Germany.
Right?
Yeah. Like
Absolutely.
Germany, the very first time I went to Germany, there were Walmarts. And then I went back to Germany in 2011. I'm like, where are the Walmarts?
Yeah.
Well,
monopolies are no good, man. No one likes those.
No one likes those, and yet we play for like 50 years or something.
Well, you bring up a good point. Monopoly. You fucking turn the grocery store, the fucking just whatever you want to call it,
into like a Monopoly board.
Into a board game or something.
Do it into something that doesn't literally encourage people to crash into each other with carts.
Oh my god, have me do it.
Oh my gosh. And, like, could you imagine people putting their kids in cars and like, okay, let's,
everything is about to go wrong.
I would be that dad. That puts my 3-year-old
but see,
in
I
one
think
of these carts, and he would love it.
Well, see, once the kids are in the carts, I think people will be a little more respectable.
Do you?
Some of
No.
them.
No,
More the most part.
no, I would be that dad that's going full fucking speed down the produce aisle.
As long as the toilet
But
paper.
you're not going to purposefully run into other people. You know, you're going to do your
You
best
don't
to
know me.
avoid that. No, psych, no. Don't.
Bad psych.
Yeah. So this seems like a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, 100%. Good talk.
It's day
Next.
one. We're gonna see an incident. Day
Next.
one.
Yeah.
Day
Let's
one,
take-
someone's gonna do it on purpose.
Let's
to
take
get,
bets on how
exposure.
fast they cancel it. I'm just saying.
I think
Hour
people
one.
Purposely ruin it. People are gonna purposely ruin it just to get a viral.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. Like you're right, day one,
100%.
because day one somebody's gonna be like, I'm gonna be that viral video.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
happening.
gosh.
It's gonna
Ridiculous.
Yeah, day one. It's gonna happen.
Day one.
All right.
IRL Mario Kart stream.
Yeah, Hannah's doing it
Basically.
in a peach dress. We're all going
Yep.
to.
I need it to be in a peach dress. Anything
I'm
else,
gonna
and I
honestly tip $100 for him to
unfollowed.
Guys, I'm pretty sure I'm getting Twitter famous right now. It's kind of terrifying.
Oh, this again.
Oh my!
Super.
I just hit 500 likes on that tweet in 6 hours. Okay.
Disgusting.
I've had
It's
similar just
disgusting.
on like my Guardian Con things. I don't know. It's
But this
weird.
is about nothing.
Who did you
I've had
reply to?
those too.
Delta.
So it's a Seinfeld tweet.
No, it was
Basically.
it was a Delta that I retweeted. It wasn't even like
I
I tagged him
know,
in
I-
anything. It's just. Oh.
Okay, the humble brag. Let's move on.
The humble brag.
So Fantastic Beasts 2.
Young Dumbledore. That's it.
Youngledore.
So young. No, never mind. I was gonna say Youngledore, but
Yeah, that's what I said.
Youngledore is amazing.
I haven't seen this. Okay, so
Um,
I haven't seen this. Who is Callum Turner?
So Callum Turner, I read this earlier, so I should remember it.
What's he from? Anything?
In Green Room, it's this guy right here. With the kind of like curly-ish hair.
What, the Walmart rent Joker?
I'm looking him up. I'm looking him up.
He's going to play Newt's brother in the Fantastic Beasts sequel, which, like, a part of me
Great
is
value brand Joker. Like
That's
that's exactly
so
what he
mean.
looks like.
Is he gonna be playing?
it's like I'm surprised, but then not surprised that they're making a sequel.
I'm
But
not.
like JK's still writing.
There's 5. They have 5 planned.
It's
There's gonna be
which
five.
is so it's just crazy.
This is their new cash cow because there's no more fucking Harry Potter books they can make movies out of. So
Right.
they're gonna
I'm
start
okay
making
with
them on the
as long
lore.
as they keep it. The
Let's just
quality.
go
Oh,
straight to
Fantastic
video?
Beast was a book. Fantastic Beast was a book.
It was a 20-page book.
Yeah,
Book. It was a book.
dude.
I was okay with the first movie. I'll say that. I think it did
I still
enough
haven't seen it.
to not be pandering to us, the Potterheads. I mean, it was pandering, but it was pandering that, you know, you left the movie being like, it did enough nodding to the original series to please the Harry Potter fan while also being its own franchise that can stand alone. You're right, it is going to be a cash cow that they're going to milk as long as they can.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm okay with it as long as it delves into new areas of the franchise. I mean, one of my favorite moments from the first movie, and I guess we'll put a spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is that they actually had a Legilimens who wasn't just trying to fucking rule the world or counter the guy who was trying to rule the world. It was just a everyday Legilimens who could fucking read your mind and just like flirt, and it was cute and adorable, and it was something new that they hadn't done before. And if they
Right.
can keep doing that, I will be a very happy person going to sleep at night. I'm okay if they make money off me, if they give me moments like that again.
Right. Well,
Little
Queenie was also just cute, so
I
there's
loved
that.
her. I loved Queenie. Queenie was so cute.
So there's that. Then there's also Jude Law, who's going to be Youngledore, and Johnny
Yes.
Johnny
What?
Depp will be Gellert Grindelwald.
What the fuck? Why? God, stop putting him in movies.
Because
Jesus Christ, someone has a chip on their shoulder about Johnny Depp.
seriously,
The only
calm your
successful
tits.
movie. The only successful movie he could pull off is Pirates of the Caribbean. Other than that, none of his movies have been overly fantastic.
But why is that
His
the
Edward
recent
Scissorhands.
movies. His recent movies. Let's
Recent
qualify
movies.
that.
Yeah, you have to say recent because Blow is one of the all-time.
Blow is amazing.
Blow
Yeah,
is
no,
just
he's done
awesome.
some pretty
Fear and Loathing in Las
fantastic.
Vegas.
Fear and
Edward
Loathing.
Scissorhands. Like, shall I go on?
Everything he's ever done prior to 2003.
Oh yeah, his new stuff is bad. He's a B-list actor now, but he's get treated like an A-list actor.
I
Right.
just think that they're writing him wrong. I mean, we've only seen him for all 8 seconds in Fantastic Beasts. I think they wrote him wrong. The literal.
Jade is mad that you're trash talking Johnny Depp.
Oh, of course.
Johnny Depp is the best B-list actor in the world.
Jada would be triggered by that.
Because, and here's why. Here's why I'm going to say Johnny Depp is the best B-list actor in the world, so Jada can get over himself. Because he
Oh my
doesn't
God.
carry. He's not an actor that carries movies anymore. He carries Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's it. But he does not, like any other movie with him in the most recent years, was not carried by him. And his role, either his role or his acting, did not make or break the film. Like Alice in Wonderland was a terrible movie, but he wasn't great in it. But if he had been good, it still wouldn't have saved the movie. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't make or break it.
He's
Sweet Todd.
Sweeney
made
Todd
I said
was
recently.
good.
I
Okay.
said recently.
Okay, but you have to qualify recent too, like because that's
did say recent.
relative. That's relative. That's
I
relative.
said recent. I fucking said recently.
Yeah,
I
but
said his recent
recently
movies.
is what do you qualify as recently? Because recently to me means anything after 2000. But I'm also older than you, so again, it's relative.
Yeah, that too.
In the movie industry, his recent would be like 5
Like,
to 10 years.
Ginger and I are like a decade older than you, Abby. So
Like the last thing I would say he carried in before Pirates of the Caribbean was Sweeney Todd, and that was it.
yes,
Those are
What's
his
Eating
last
Gilbert
two
Grape
bigs.
is an amazing freaking movie.
Those are his last two big ones that he carried the film in. Other than
Just
that,
have to ask, what
he's
was the topic
not that great.
that you wanted to
This
discuss?
very quickly devolved into an attack/defense of
Yeah,
Johnny
what
Depp.
were we supposed to be discussing?
What the fuck?
We're
We're discussing
go.
freaking
I know
fantastic
nothing
things.
about
Oh
this
my
guy.
god. So the movie's set in Paris and it's supposed to come out next November. Next.
Let's
So
go.
what? Wait, they're having the entire cast from America come to Paris?
Yes.
Because they
It's
were
gonna
confirmed, are they not?
it's set in Paris.
Okay,
And
so
as far as
Okay.
who's coming back, I don't know. This doesn't say.
I believe they're confirmed, but I guess maybe they'll do it in like a third.
We could see like Fleur Delacour's mother or something.
No grandmother, no?
Or- no, 'cause
Oh,
she's
unless
part-
they age differently.
Yeah.
Do
They
Villa's
do age differently.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it could be the mother.
So we
Okay,
could
fine.
meet a young mother of Fleur Delacour.
You know what I would like to see? Well, yeah, no, you kind of touched on it. Anybody of like a Fleur level, and I guess Paris. Oh, we can just see fucking. Oh, why?
What?
We can see the school. Beaubaton. We can see Beaubaton.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Bobaton.
I would love to see actually like that. That's a great point, Fleur's mother. But I would love to see the school. That'd be amazing.
Seeing the school would be awesome. I want to see like all of the magical schools, honestly.
Yeah, I want to see.
We actually might see
Durmstrang.
Durmstrang because of.
I want to see
Grindelwald.
Durmstrang.
There might be, or we'll see. What's the name?
The what?
I think he's having an
Grindelwald's
aneurysm.
prison. No, Grindelwald's prison. He set it up. Grindelwald set up a prison to imprison folks who disobeyed the greater good policy and such. But then, in turn, it turned into a prison. Him later on. We know that from the Harry Potter franchise, and I bet you Zach has it in chat. No, not yet. Nope.
Oh my god. Nerds, look. We have to move on.
See, Zach's drawing a blank too. All right,
Oh,
I
forgot. Now I have to go back and read the books.
Newmangard! Yo, Kratos with the win.
Nurmengard, that's right.
Congratulations, Kratos, you have won 5 nerd points. Okay,
All right. So,
so 3 X-Men films are coming out next year. There's going to be
What?
Deadpool 2, which is like not
Yes.
X-Men, but kind of X-Men, which we all knew
it
about.
has an X-Man in it.
True, yes. And then there's the New Mutants film. And then now and I didn't know about this, so it's news to me, is there's going to be a Dark Phoenix film at the end of next year.
Dark Phoenix, no shit!
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
You're lying!
I'm serious. It's right fucking there,
For
dude.
cereal.
No! Tell me more.
So the Dark Phoenix early reports suggest that it's the next upcoming X-Men film, reportedly first known as X-Men Supernova, would revisit the Jean Grey Phoenix saga, with Sophie Turner returning her role as Grey following X-Men Apocalypse.
Ooh.
Sophie Turner, man, she's not the original.
Okay, but if they're like going back to younger, it makes sense to go with her since they've already established her. Plus, like, I think Famke Janssen's just too old now. She's still mega hot, but I think she's too old. And then they've got stuff about, adaptation, whatever. And then they say that they will include nods to, or the Apocalypse included nods to the possibility of a Phoenix storyline, which we saw. For anyone who saw Apocalypse toward the end, Jean was like, she basically had to save everybody, and she kind of had like that flex into Phoenix, and it was like, were they really doing this? I felt like it was kind of early that they were like, kind of having that little reveal happen.
That's something that they did right in the original series, was they waited.
Yeah, that was like, that should have come way
until
later.
That like cutscene, which was really well done with the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I felt like that was kind of odd and like rushed in terms of placement in the overall like X-Men film storyline, but it's still exciting that they're doing Dark Phoenix, and I wonder if it will be a series or if it's going to be like a one-off, because Phoenix is a pretty popular character, and I know a lot of people were disappointed with how she was treated in The Last Stand. So
yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
like
we don't talk about Last Stand.
We don't think about it even.
What's the Last Stand?
Right? Is that a movie? I'm not sure.
Why are they?
Last Stand is on the level with like X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like,
Are
we
they?
don't talk about
Wait,
it.
there was an origin movie. Dude, wow! I missed so much when the movies are crap.
It's like the 9th season of Scrubs. It doesn't exist.
You talk first rule of Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. Psych, stop talking about these movies.
Oh my god! I see that in anime. I already said it in chat. I love you. I love you, anime.
So that, and then this article goes on to talk about like the Deadpool 2 teaser that was at the end of Logan, which I feel like most. Do you want to watch it now?
Oh, I've seen it. You were about to say I feel like everyone's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like everybody's watched it at this point.
My brother avoided it.
New.
We were talking about it today.
And then, so the New Mutants film is something that has been worked on for the last few years. And now they're saying that Maisie Williams may have a role in it, who is Arya Stark on Game of Thrones. So that would be pretty cool.
I mean, they already have one actor from Game of Thrones in these movies, so...
Right, why not?
Why not another one?
Yeah. It seems like when you have a popular franchise and you like pull in one, and then like more and more actors from that same franchise start appearing. Sorry, I can't. This baby talk is so loud. So it happens a lot. I'm not surprised that they would be looking at other Game of Thrones actors, and I think it'd be cool. I freaking love like Maisie Williams' work as Arya. So, and then there's a hint at what mutants will be included is Wolfsbane, Mirage, Cannonball, Sunspot, Magic, and Warlock. What else? There's an X-Men pilot for Fox that is currently being called Gifted, that is in production. And then the second season of Legion will release next year as well. Which I just watched Legion with DeVoe this week. Like, we basically binge watched it, and it was really good. So I'm excited for that. Did you guys watch it? I know, Hammy, you said you were watching Legion.
Legion?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
No, Hammy. You're not Hammy.
No.
I know. I'm saying I haven't.
Oh.
Fuck,
I
man.
thought
You're not Hammy. It's my name.
It's not even on my radar, but I did want to watch it when I first.
I didn't really know anything about it, and then I was poking around, I think, on Hulu, and I saw it. So I was like, oh, I'll check out the first episode. And like the first episode had me hooked. It was ridiculous.
So that's what worries me.
Right.
I have way too many shows on my
I think
radar.
it was like maybe 8 or 10 episodes. It wasn't a long season, but it was really well done. It was well produced. And the way that they approached the story was like, it was really strong. Because you didn't really know what was going on for at least a good like half of the season, which is intriguing because you don't want to know everything that's going on necessarily. It kind of kept you guessing. So I thought that was really exciting. And just the visuals of it were great. It was just, I thought it was a really well done show. And I was also surprised that it was on FX because I thought like all of the Marvel stuff was either Netflix or ABC. So I was like, okay. But apparently now stuff is going on FX too.
Yeah, they're trying to, yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I like Marvel stuff. I'm down for it.
Well, I mean, like Supergirl, right? Like they were trying to move off CW a bit there, and then it was like, no, we're doing.
Well, no, she was.
Yeah, well, Supergirl started out on ABC.
Yeah, she started on ABC, and then they moved to CW.
Yeah, they moved her to CW because it was all under the DC umbrella, and they wanted to start doing crossovers, and ABC was being dicks about it.
They wanted to cancel it on their channel. They were like, no, we're gonna put it to bed, and then like CW was like, no, fuck that, we're taking.
Supergirl is really good. I like it much better than the other DC shows.
Really, Supergirl is
kind of up to date, but I'm not. It's not my favorite.
I mean, I topic for next week.
They're all shit right now, in my opinion.
Oh, was it CBS? I thought it was ABC because ABC's
what they've done.
You're right.
Company.
You're right. It was
whatever.
CBS.
It was CBS, yeah.
I mean, they're all basically the same.
I don't know. Supergirl's all right, but I feel like it panders too much.
I think they all well,
they
no,
all
they don't
do.
all pander. Like Arrow doesn't even pander. They just something else, and I punch myself in the face every time. I have to become something else. Literally once an episode, they say that. In dialogue, proper dialogue, not in the opening sequence. I'm like, why? That's not even a nice nod. It's not a nod. It's just you being idiots. Horrible writing. But I come too far with those series to not stop watching. Just
yeah, same. I'm the same way with Arrow and Flash. I've invested way too much.
Arrow, Supergirl.
Right.
I'm a fan of the comics, and I've got to just continue pushing through with them. The shows. I mean.
Yeah. I feel you.
But no, the reason I brought up DC was just because like both franchises, DC, Marvel, were both trying to diversify across different channels to invite new viewerships, I think.
But I think it's a smart move on Marvel's part to do it on Netflix and not TV networks.
They're amazing with Netflix. They can trust Netflix clearly.
Yeah.
Although I should avoid that topic because I haven't started two of the series, the two recent ones.
It's fine. But just going back to the whole like movie announcement thing, I'm excited for Dark Phoenix. I'm kind of like on the fence about how I feel about Sophie Turner. Like she wasn't terrible, but she wasn't like really gripping as Jean Grey. So we'll see. She's good in Game of Thrones, so it's not like she can't do it, but I don't know. What is that face, Hammy?
Yeah, Hammy, you are distracting as fuck right now. And I haven't been watching everybody's faces all around, but that caught me.
I don't even know.
I don't know. All I'm going to add to the conversation is, yeah, superhero movies are great. We've been live for 2 hours. And superhero TV shows wasn't on the schedule. We could end the recording and still talk about this,
dude.
So that it's not 8 billion.
How many times do we like divert topics and we still keep talking? You need to just find your chill.
That's why I was making the face. Then you guys brought it up.
But no, that does bring us to the end of our planned content for the episode.
Yes.
So thank you again, everybody who joined us. We did go a bit long, but we warned you, so you can't blame us.
Yep, we did warn you.
And we just, we really appreciate you guys being here. Next week, we will be on the Hammy's channel, so be sure to join us there.
At the moment, we have Little Siha as our guest, but that is prone to change because she was in the hospital today, so we'll see.
Yeah. But we are excited about having her on. If it's not next week, it will be at some point very soon in the future. And
well, she's traveling, so we'll see.
Yeah. And otherwise, thank you again for joining. Thank you again to Impulse for being our guest tonight. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitch, and also make sure you're following the three of us, Psychotic Flaw, the Hammy, and myself, the Uber Ginger, because we rotate this thing, and you need to catch it live if you can, or just listen to it on Podbean or watch it on YouTube. That's fine too. We love all of you. But anyhow, we're gonna sign off. Thank you again. We'll see you later.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.